Welcome to the Playmakers Podcast.
Covering everything from youth sports to national sports in and around upstate New York. Let's go!
Welcome to the Playmakers Podcast, episode 4, with your host Mo Jackson alongside Derek Dyer. Today we are spotlighting the Ogden Bers organization. We have a couple of the coaches along with a few of their players to be interviewed today.
Also, we have the Aquinas Institute's couple of student athletes from fresh from their New York State tour. You know, they've been playing everywhere but Rochester, right? But before we get all into that, shout out to my UB Bulls, 3-0 currently right now with about 10 to 15 current players from Section 5. We got guys from Victor, Brockport, Gates Childeye on that team. You know, shout out to UB.
You saying that like the Orangemen ain't 3-0 either.
I can only talk about the team and the program I went to.
Okay,
you know?
I get it. But yeah, the Syracuse Orangemen, we're 3-0, looking very, very solid right now. We just come off of, spanking on Florida State in the Dome.
Big win.
I think it was like 30-7.
Yeah,
I kind of predicted that. I said we were going to win by 20. But yeah, we got some current, Section 5 athletes as well.
Right.
Justin Connor, shout out to you. Tight end over there.
Right. You know, UB, as you can see, we produce players. You know, we got currently Khalil Mack in the league, and I don't need to say anything about Khalil Mack, but guys, Khalil Mack came from Florida. He went to UB, his only scholarship offer, and he grabbed it and ran with that thing, right? And number 5 pick, looked like the defensive MVP, just signed to what? $130-something million contract.
I think him and Aaron Rodgers got all the money in the NFL.
Right. So in our area, it just shows, guys, you can be anywhere. At this point in time, in football, you can be anywhere. UB, Syracuse, and you can still be presented on the national stage to get to that next level.
And you can come from anywhere. Right here in Rochester, you can get to where you need to go anywhere you are. So you don't have to be at, one of the prestigious football schools. As long as you take care of your business on and off the field, you can get to where you need to be. And that's UB and Khalil Mack is a testament to that. Right. One big scholarship offer, and he took it, and now he's the highest paid NFL defensive player ever in all time. Shout out to you, Khalil Mack, doing your thing and making it happen for ourselves and your family. Right.
So I guess it's safe to say for me, right, that out of the programs, I have the better player in the league, right? We don't even got to talk about
currently.
Yeah, currently. We don't even talk about currently.
We're not going to do that because we got Hall of Famer Marvin Harrison just went in.
Yeah.
We got guys like Donovan Darius that played for however many years. Donovan McNabb, shout out to you, Johnny Five, Keith Bullock. I could go on and on, but
it's a new era, right? It's a new era. And Buffalo, shout out to you guys, shout out to the 3-0 start. Syracuse, shout out to you guys, shout out to the 3-0 start. Hey man, Western New York is a hotbed. You got these kids on your both roster. Keep coming back, keep looking at these kids. We'll keep highlighting them. Yeah. We keep highlighting them on the Playmakers Podcast.
We're going to keep training them.
Yeah, definitely keep training them. So looking forward, let's get into the rest of this episode. Playmakers Podcast.
Working.
Playmakers Podcast here, host Derek Dyer.
I'm Mo Jackson, and right now we're here with the Ogden Bers 11U team. We got the orange and the black team. A few players is here with us, along with their coaches. We're going to get into introducing the players here, starting right here behind me.
My name is Jerry Hubbard, I play quarterback.
My name is Deshaun McClellan, I play running back. Amari Schiller, I play fullback. Cameron Freeman, I play running back.
Nice. Well, thank you guys for coming out today. Appreciate it.
Thanks, fellas.
Want to jump right into the interview. Here with Coach Battle and Coach Devo. Wanted to really, first of all, say thank you for giving back to Section 5 athletes, for being former Section 5 athletes yourselves. Just wanted to ask both of you guys, what has brought you to this path to giving back to these athletes and helping us promote these sports that these guys are playing right now?
For me, it's just giving back and just experiences, good and bad, you have through the ranks of youth football, high school, college. It's just a way for us to give back to our experience to get the kids a chance to see and go on to the next level. Right?
Go Devo.
For me, being that positive role model for these kids and want to be able to give back to them, like Coach Didi said, You know, we played football, you know, through high school, semi-pro, whatever it was, you know, and it feels, you know, real good to kind of teach kids, younger kids, in a positive way and give back to them and kind of watch them go, you know, and going from there, you know, they go from Pop Warner to high school, so, you know, just giving back positive energy.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Now, one thing we like to do here is dive right into, you know, the players, right? We like to spotlight the players and what they, you know, get to know them a little bit better. So one thing that we talked about a little bit offset before we started rolling was, you know, these guys and what you like to do outside of playing football. I know we got Fortnite players here. We got some of the best ones in the state, right? Right. Probably the best in the state, right? Yeah, I think Sean said he got 5,000 kills or something. Jeez. But outside of football and outside of Fortnite, what's your favorite subject in school? Math. Okay. Math.
I like math.
Yeah.
I like math too.
Oh, okay. See, okay. Everybody, all right. Want to go out and count money.
Right, exactly. That's what this is about.
Okay. Good. So math is definitely important. Also on the field, math is important. Let me ask you this: since everybody's math geniuses, how many yards is the football field across?
200.
Across. From sideline to sideline. Close.
Oh, you was close.
That's close. Now, the reason I bring that up, I didn't expect y'all to know that. It's 54 and some change. But when y'all are being football players, right, it's good to be a student of the game. So it's just little stuff that we like to talk about here. So it's 54, but I bet you know how much a skin costs in Fortnite, right? But so yeah, we like to just loosen you guys up, right? Ask you some questions like that, and get to know you a little bit better.
Now I want to ask y'all about the trips y'all took to Ohio. Just talk about how the organization came together and y'all was able to make those trips. Did y'all go once or twice? Y'all went once?
We went once.
Right.
They went twice.
Right. Talk about just, you know, giving the kids that opportunity of playing in that kind of venue away from home and being able to showcase themselves in another state.
Well, I mean, that was definitely, it was big time for the Hall of Fame. I ain't never been to the NFL Hall of Fame,
Right.
so to have, you know, my players to go and enjoy that and see the players who were there before them and the hard work and dedication it took for them to get there to even make it they can, that was big as well. And then the opportunity to actually play on the NFL stadium with the TV timeouts and just like for our game, our back against the wall and come out and bounce back. And, you know, we had one of our good leaders on the team last year who's now moved up and put the team on his back, you know, and these kids made some great plays.
Right.
You know, we was the last seed. A lot of people don't know we was the last seed in the whole bracket.
Right.
So we had to work extra hard, knocking off the 2 seed and the 1 seed to make it to the championship.
Right.
So that was big for us.
For my group, we pretty much Starstruck, man. We had the big fields, Hall of Fame walking around. You got cameras all over the place. He doing interviews. I mean, it was just a lot of things. You know, the kids that was different. You know, gave us something different to look at other than just Rochester. So we kind of took them out their element, brought them somewhere else, and you know, we had a good time. You know, we ended up losing, but the overall experience, you know, that makes the kids hungrier. You know, and like VB said, it shows them what they have to do to work hard to get to these certain stages, and also, you know, you see the competition across the country, which how you rate yourself, you know, against other kids, not just Rochester. You know, see bigger kids, smaller, faster, you know. So that was a good experience for us. So you know, I'm glad we did it, and you know.
You know, that's the number one thing I want, you know, coaches to focus on is experiences and exposure, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of coaches get stuck with the wins and losses, right? At the youth level, I feel like we need to give them their experiences so they can be developed when they get to the high school level so they can produce, right? You don't want them, I'd rather my 9 and 10-year-old get starstruck now than they get starstruck in the championship game when they're seniors, you know?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say, you know, big shout out to the NFL and to you guys for putting it together, dedicating your time and taking these kids to have that experience, right? But the NFL and opening up their doors to the NFL Hall of Fame and letting kids walk around and actually be able to see and read and touch stuff in their facility is big. You know, we know they're doing their job and making their push to make sure that families and people across the country know that the game is still safe to play, and they're doing their job to bring people in and keep people connected to the game and wanting to play the game. But kudos to them for opening up those doors and starting this whole Hall of Fame game and stuff like that, and just to get the kids down there, and then all the coaches that bring their teams from across the country to play at that venue. It's a big thing, and it's good for the game of football.
Absolutely.
In a whole.
Absolutely. So I had a question for the guys, for the team back here, right? I've watched both of these coaches coach live, right? And I've seen both of these coaches, let's say, display passion, right? Right? So between both these coaches, right, at practice, in the game, who shows the most passion on the sideline?
Who go to crazy?
Who goes crazy? Is they really?
Trophy. You got a trophy in there. Slamming your hat down like this. You got a trophy in there.
Hey man, I love it though, man. When I come to y'all games and I see the passion on the sideline, y'all invested.
Exactly.
It's one thing just to go through the game and go through the 2 hours and just call plays and move on. Yep. But it's another thing to be entrenched in it, right? And really trying to get something out. And bigger than football, y'all teaching life lessons.
Right.
And the fact that y'all can do that at this organization, the organization that let you build a team that's around you guys, the coaching staff, your coaching staff, both coaching staffs is tremendous. Great father figures, great men, and great people to look up to in that organization. So thank you very much, man. We love what y'all doing at Ogden. We thank y'all very much for coming out here. And keep it going, man. Keep it going.
Now, before we wrap this up, I gotta do my part. I'm a playmaker kind of guy. You know what I mean? I'm a playmaker kind of guy. And my man Cam down there.
I already know.
Cam, these dudes played against each other, so I'm surprised y'all even able to stand there. But Cam, I'm sitting on the sideline, and the game is getting close. It's a tight game. I don't know what the score was. It might have been tied up. But Cam took a handoff, and he went left. He reversed field and went right. And it seemed like wasn't nobody else on the field. Like he just pulled away from everybody. I'm like, whoa, that kid kind of looked like me. So Cam, I gotta ask you straight up, man. How did it feel to come through in the clutch like that and make some big plays for your team to win the ball game?
I mean, it felt good, like to get the win, but I couldn't really do it without the line blocking and the quarterbacks and backs blocking the other team. So.
Okay. See, Cam's smart.
Yeah,
Cam's smart.
Cam
about to rush for like 200 yards. He's gonna show this to his O-line. Like, look, I gave y'all some love.
Right. That's the perfect answer, though, man. That's football is the ultimate team game, and again, you wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for guys laying themselves on the line, making blocks for you, and wanting to win with you. Right. So it's a good job there, man. Good job. I'm a playmaker kind of guy, so I had to shout you out.
Well, thank you to the Ogden organization. Thank you, Coach Debo. Thank you, Coach Battle. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Good luck on the rest of y'all season. We will be there at the sideline.
Yes, sir. Good luck in your Fortnite career. Thanks for coming on, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
The Playmakers Podcast. Signing out.
Welcome back to the Playmakers Podcast. We're in our interview here with Appliances. It's Tyler Zalkowski and Kobe McNair, the 1-2 punch that you've all heard about. They make plays every week, and it's good to have you guys come in to chat with us a little bit.
Thank you for coming in, guys. So jumping right into the interview, right? I like to say y'all been on the New York State tour, everywhere but home, right? The state of New York. So with that, playing away from home, being creative, brand new quarterback, sophomore quarterback, how has that transition been for you, taking it from this historic program and imprinting your own impression on this team?
I mean, the school, the tradition, really, really cool. I enjoy everything, but coaches have helped me a whole ton. The players around me, like Kobe, Karan, and all that, really helped because they're all veterans. I got a veteran line in front of me. I haven't really been touched, so I mean, it helps.
Yeah, absolutely. You got the Brady effect going on.
Right.
You got to get touched.
And Kobe, senior year, right? Your team, pretty much, right? As a senior. How have you, like you said, you said your name as somebody who helped you transition. How did you help you transition as a first-year varsity quarterback and also still be able to put up your numbers and focus on what you need to do on the field to help your team?
I wouldn't say I really helped him. I said the team helped him. He is unified as well. Nobody factions, nobody, they all little group on their own thing. And everybody know each other. So we knew him since he's been on my side, I've been on varsity. And then we played with each other in school. Everybody know each other. So the chemistry there, regardless. So he helped me. I get to know.
Very nice. You sound like me when I was just throw the ball.
Hey, this is one thing I like to point out, even just beginning this, is we're talking about together. Right?
Absolutely.
And the one thing for the Finals is we always see they play together, whether it's win, lose, or draw. Right? And that's why that program has been so good, because the fact that you said, hey, I was on varsity, he was on modified, but that was still my guy. You know, you're bringing the young guys up, so now he's on varsity and he's falling right in line, and he's already feels like he's a part of the team. So it's just a shout out to the program. Program.
Yeah, shout out to the coaches. Growing up, getting to play basketball back there.
Right.
So that's a testament to the coaches now. You know what I mean? Getting their team to buy into the family thing every single year, right? And again, like you said, that's allowed you guys to be successful in everything, you know, from year to year going forward. But you know, when you answer that question, Kobe, it just sounds so sincere. You know what I mean? It sounds like it's true. You know, a lot of times when you get interviewed, it's like you're saying what's supposed to say, right? But it sounds so real, you know. And again, it shows on the field. You know, you guys have made plays when everybody's looking for Tyler to hook up with Kobe, right? And everybody's got their eyes on you. You still continue to do it, you know. So you know, it shows that brotherhood and that togetherness is transferring to the field. So kudos to that. Now, I always like to get in and you know break the ice a little bit and talk about you yourself personally. Outside of football, what are some things you like to do? Let's go into Kobe. Senior year, like we said, you got to have a big year. You've been having a big year on the road. We're dying to see you back at home, making some plays. I can't wait to get out there to the games. Because they say you play like team, right? But outside of football, what you looking to go into after, you know, before a major in college?
Just somewhere in that area. Like something like you do, like football, like
you got it all figured out. Like Tyler, you got a couple years. Sophomore, so you just get to kick back, have fun, just toss the ball around to these guys, make them pad your stats, right? That's what it's all about. So, but I know as a quarterback, you know, you got to be extremely prepared and organized. So, same question. What do you think you see yourself getting into after high school and into college?
I was kind of check out teaching. I kind of enjoy this
Right.
In charge.
Right.
Getting people to think like you. This kind of stuff I'm into. The quarterback need to be thinking like me, like I'm always open. So if we can do that, then we're good.
So talk about bring it back to football, right? What's one player you like?
Jim Kelly, Buffalo Bills, and I'd probably say because I've seen him play, like just on film, not really in person. But I mean, the way he controlled the offense, like how they put in their no huddle plan, the way he ran it, it's just like that's how I feel like under center on sharp. I feel like I should be sharp.
That makes sense.
Everything going on.
That should make you feel comfortable, right? When your quarterback says, "I want to be a PA," right? That's a lot of people can't do that, right? A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't perform in the big light. The fact that he wants to emulate that and he seizes that moment and wants that moment, it's a great thing to have. Right. What about you?
I say the Eagles.
Okay, Eagles, Sean Jackson. I like it.
Wow.
Because he's a playmaker. Something different, like punt return, slide, like that screen is for 97. Right.
Yeah. I just seen that this past week when he wasn't playing for the Eagles.
It's all
He was
good.
playing for Tampa
I like
Bay.
the Sean from the
A little more consistent, right? A little faster, man. A little more explosive.
A little less mature.
I see the correlation though in their games though, right?
I can see the speed, the athleticism, absolutely. Being able to take the top off of the defense at any time, definitely see. Like I said, that's number 2. I think that's number 2. Tyrod last week, Deion to Tyrod comparison number 1. You being Deshaun Jackson, definitely number 2.
So going back off of football, in order to have such a successful year, right? We need all guys locked in football. We're in football season. Everything's football from Monday to Sunday. Now, in order to do that, of course, we got to be solid in other areas. So in the classroom, just real quick, your GPA currently, and what's your favorite subject in school right now?
I'd say 3.23 Forensic Science.
Okay,
I take Forensic Science next year.
Nice. You ready and set?
Yeah, so we got like a cop. When we come to our school, we teach. Forensic man, we teach.
That's a great experience. Very nice. Absolutely.
I kind of like knowing what happened.
Yeah, I like it. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's the only class I don't gotta go to the bathroom.
It's all like right. Go to the bathroom and everything, but history and gym.
Right. So we bring y'all in here today, and I wanted to give you the opportunity to talk about some unsung heroes, right? We always hear of the Tylers, the Kobe's, the Karans, and some other people that we always hear about on the team. Give me some names of some guys that like I said, are the unsung heroes. The guy that might not get the spotlight, but you couldn't be where you at without him.
I say I got Karan Robinson, and I got James Jones, David Montgomery. This whole bunch, they hear the scene, they like behind the scene. They go. Karan, he like Luke Cage. He's gonna take a big bullet to take him down. I got Damon, he like me, he like small explosive, so he's gonna get you. James, he's a game changer. I think his best guard safety in the state. Ain't nobody stop him.
Nice.
Yeah.
You bet.
Truly 2 sacks, really. Yeah, I would say they don't really get noticed like they should. I think we're probably, in my opinion, the best section 5. I think.
Yeah, I think
they haven't gotten noticed yet.
And that's huge, man, because when you're playing football and trying to win the ball game and passing the football like you guys do, anything can distract you from, putting that ball where it needs to be or getting the pass off. So kudos to your offensive line for being able to keep you upright and have you stand back there and deliver the ball so that Kobe don't go crazy. Exactly. So, I can tell he fired you like I was. If I ain't getting the ball,
Hey man, that's how you're supposed to be.
you gotta be like that when you're playing.
I've been watching clips, and like I said, I haven't seen him get touched. I've seen him clean pocket, so definitely shout out to the offensive line.
Yes, sir. You guys deserve to be here. We're gonna try to get y'all in here soon. Tyler should have brought y'all with you, sir.
Make them buy you pizza or something.
Yeah.
Y'all know how to treat the software. Well, fellas, thank you very much for stopping in the Playmakers podcast. We appreciate you. Tyler, Kobe, looking forward to your game this weekend against St. Joe's. What time do y'all play, guys? 1 o'clock. At home, first home game. Finally home after the New York State tour. Good luck on the rest of the season.
We will be there. Playmakers podcast will be there in the building watching these guys go to work.
Playmakers podcast, we're working.
Welcome back to the Playmakers Podcast. I'm Mo Jackson with your Jackson 5 Playmakers of the Week. This week, like every week, we're going to spotlight 5 players that went out and made themselves playmakers. So starting at number 5, returning for the second week in a row, we got Cayman Crumity at Greece Arcadia. Cayman carried the ball 30 times for 221 yards and 4 TDs. So he's obviously a solidified playmaker for the Greece Arcadia's team, and they're doing some big things over there. Number 4, we got Nathan Carter, 30 carries, 285 yards, and 3 TDs. So he had a very busy day over there for Rick Dawes and his British Bishop Carney Knights. Number 3, Chris McClinic of Alexander. Now, Chris had 4 carries for 157 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also added 2 catches for 82 yards and 1 touchdown. But not only did Chris have a busy night where he racked up the yards, but Alexander put up 90 points in the football game. Yeah, you heard it right. They put up 90 points in the football game. So shout out to that program over there. Number 2, we had Jaden Castrocini of East Rochester. 20 carries, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 receptions, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns, and also recorded 1 interception. So he was getting busy on both sides of the ball. And number 1, of course, we have Aranda-Quate's own Freddie June. He went 9 for 13 passing for 219 yards and a couple TDs there. He also carried the ball 8 times for 104 yards rushing and added 3 scores there. So for 2 weeks in a row, Freddie June, you earned yourself the Playmaker of the Week award. You get 2 more weeks of training here with myself at the MJ School. You're also going to be gifted with some very nice Playmakers podcast gear, along with some MJ School gear. And we're looking forward to having you come in for your very own interview with the Playmakers podcast. So there you have it. Your Jackson 5 Playmakers of the Week. Here with me, MJ, at the MJ School. We working.
Playmakers Podcast Game of the Week this week is the UPrep versus Bishop Kearney.
Absolutely.
Listen, brothers. Kalen versus Rick Goss. You know, 2 programs that's both on the upward trajectory. Absolutely. I believe UPrep is 3-0.
Yeah.
Bishop Kearney is 2-1.
Yeah.
Let's start a tradition, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that should be good.
We had Kayla into the podcast. We talked about a little building the tradition, doing some added things about playing his brother, maybe a trophy or some type of.
They got to do something.
Right.
But you know, aside from the game being a big game and the game of the week, you know, two pillars of the community.
Right. Absolutely.
These guys do a lot with the youth in the community. And now they're, you know, facing each other on separate sidelines, trying to win a football game.
Right.
You know, there's going to be some major bragging rights going on. But kudos to those 2 guys and what they do outside of, you know, what they're about to get into on Saturday.
Right. Caleb just took his. I think he just took the UPrep to Syracuse.
Yeah.
And they watched the Florida State game, so that's a tremendous experience for those guys early on in high school. So, like you said, shout out to 2 men, pillars in the community, who's giving these guys outside experiences, outside of football, and helping them grow as young men. Another game that we could shout out this week is Aquinas finally coming back home from the New York State tour, right? They've been to Binghamton, they've been to Buffalo, they've been to Syracuse. Finally back home at Aquinas, playing St. Joe's. Should be a good match every time they play.
I'm looking forward to seeing them go out there and play the game, burn it out, Tyler. Throwing the ball, you know, to those guys over there and making some plays. So it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be real fun to watch. I'll be there.
Absolutely. So want to also do a quick shout out to some of the student athletes that we've had on the podcast in the past.
Absolutely.
Cassius, Jameer, Ricky, Dion, Nas. I mean, every week these guys are performing at a high level, and they truly have represented the Playmakers podcast best as they can do. And I truly look forward to them, to what they do every week and in the future.
They've been living up to it, man. We brought them in here as Playmakers, and they've been going out making plays. He's doing nothing but making plays.
Every week.
Shout out to you guys for you know, putting the work in, putting the time in, you know, before the season started. And then coming in here, showing and proving. That's what it's all about. Absolutely. Making plays. We make the plays when they're presented to us. And that's all we can do.
Right. So, guys, good luck this week. Want to say good luck to the Buffalo Bulls. Good luck to the Syracuse Orangemen. Good luck to all our Section 5 athletes and Section 5 teams. Playmaker Podcast signing out. Look forward to episode 5 coming soon next week. And always like us at Podcast NY on Facebook. We working.
Thank you for listening to the Playmakers Podcast, and stay on the lookout for future episodes. And be sure to like and follow the Playmakers Podcast on Facebook. Brought to you by Fran82 Chai.